Hi, I'm Jason with Burton Snowboards, and I'm here to talk about the 2021 Burton Family Tree lineup. So I got some highlights here for Family Tree. Definitely some, good stories, some new boards. As always, Family Tree is always a good kind of, think tank for boards that, maybe just our team had access to, that sort of thing. But a lot of free ride shapes, a lot of unique things. Some, really good all mountain shapes have come out of the Family Tree over the years. Like flight attendant. A lot of boards like that have, were born in Family Tree and then are sticking around. So, but a lot of it can be one and done. There's some really unique stuff that's, that's there for a year and then it's gone. So, really some cool stuff. So we got a lot of highlights here. So just kind of starting with the power wrench. So this is kind of like our short wide. So it is our flat top end, so flat through the middle, early rise rocker to it. It does have a lot of taper to it. It's nothing crazy stiff. Really cool shape on the tail. So it's like a little wrench there. So, really swallowed out. So it floats really well in deep snow. So again, this is definitely a wider model. So when you're looking at these, look at the size or the waist widths, and you can downsize on these. Normally, like personally, I'm about 5'11", or 5'10"-ish, 5'11", and I usually ride, anywhere from a, 54 to a 57 in our normal board. I would probably ride a 52 or even a 48 in this board just because of the sheer volume in it. And then also one thing that we've done in Family Tree, big story for us, and we're not calling it, men's or women's or whatever, we're just offering extended sizing in it. So you get, a lot of, down to the low to mid 40 lengths all the way up into the 60s on a lot of these, and some wide models, things like that. So just kind of pick your size and go. So that's kind of the idea behind Family Tree. So that's power wrench. Again, that's kind of our short wide, kind of really good in the trees, good float. And then you go to the big Gulp. So really good all mountain shape here. It does have our directional camber. So camber, through the middle of the board here. So that's, again, camber gives you that stability, that pop, cuts through a lot of that chop, holds a really good edge on hard pack, things like that. But it is our balanced free ride where we have a lot of taper in this model, but it's past the upturn. So really tall and wide nose on this. So when you do get this into deep snow, this thing becomes really directional. Definitely a lot wider waist width on these as well, but that does have a really deep side cut. So for a board being this wide, it is really quick edge to edge. So pretty unique model there, little pinner tail. So again, once you get into that deep snow, this thing really sets in nice. You're not having to lean back too far. But if you are on those, calf burning, trek or cat tracks, things like that, you can ride this thing switch no problem, because anything that's kind of touching the snow on hard pack, you don't have that taper. So this thing rides switch extremely well. But again, kind of wide all mountain shape there with a little camber through the middle. Then probably the most versatile out of any of the Family Tree was in the Family Tree last year. Definitely, favorite coming out of last year's Family Tree lineup is the Hometown Hero. Really unique setup on this one. It is that directional camber that we talked about before. So camber does have 12 millimeters of taper past the upturn, that balanced free ride geometry again. So riding switch is really good on this, but a little taller nose makes it really versatile. A little different glass layup, a little thinner between the feet. So this board has really easy foot steer. So even at like lower speeds, dipping it in through trees, you need to be quick edge to edge. You can really steer this board really easy with your feet. But once you get it up to speed on hard pack, or even cutting through, again, a lot of that chop and chunder, this board is, they're pretty stiff and responsive from, the bindings out towards the tips. So turns in really easy, but once you get it there, this board, really holds an edge really well, making it, again, one of the most versatile boards out there. So, new to the Hometown Hero, again, adding extended sizes. Coming down to, I believe, like a 144, all the way up to a 165, and we added wide sizes into that as well. So, pretty killer board there as well. One of my personal favorites. Then you go into the straight shooter. So this is definitely big mountain, kind of hard charging. This is one that Danny, has mainly been running as his, backcountry board. This board is a little bit stiffer, more responsive, kind of that custom X level construction with the carbon highlights, high voltage and everything, a little lighter. But doesn't have a ton of side cut, really set further back, really long sweeping nose, a little shorter tail. So this thing, on steeps is really quick edge to edge. You don't have to navigate having that longer tail behind you. But again, that kind of long sweeping nose really floats well, turns in really easy. Again, but a little bit stiffer, snappier through the middle of the board. But you get a camber through the middle, so it gives you that power right underneath your feet. So there's another board called the Sensei that I don't have here, but pretty narrow, really quick edge to edge, all mountain, no taper. That was kind of designed for more of our Japanese riders. They wanted something just really aggressive, no taper. And again, something making it quick edge to edge. It's really narrow, so you got to watch your waist width on that. So, guys, with size, I wouldn't really put much over a size 10 on, let's say, the 161 on that board because it's pretty narrow. So, but guys that have that undersized 10, you're stoked because you have a killer hard charging all mountain board with the Sensei. And then also, I mentioned a lot of these, the Power Wrench, the Hometown Hero, and also the Straight Shooter are available in split options. So if you're, obviously this year split boarding is gonna be huge, so there are some split board options as well in that. So that's just kind of the general rundown of the 2021 Family Tree Line.